Alright, this is my first how-to video, and it's going to be how to the basics of plastic welding. We have here the cover to a friend's golf cart, and first, as you can see, I've already put some hot staples in it to give it structure, and I already started the weld before I realized I should make a video. So they make a fancy hot staple welding kit you can order online. Comes with squiggly staples. You stick in the end of it, squeeze the trigger, it heats up, melts into plastic. But we're going to show you the poor man's way of doing it with a regular staple. Just shot one out of the staple gun, and we're going to take it and we're going to bend it into the shape that we want. So let me find a spot to stick my phone. I'm going to just take a staple and we're going to put one here so we can keep it straight. We can bend it a little bit. Doesn't make a big difference. I'm just going to put a little bit of a bend to kind of go for that curve. And then all we got to do is you get you a torch. You could just use a lighter, but it'd take longer. Get our torch going. Take our staple and we heat it up. You don't want to flame the plastic because it'll kind of go rubbery and won't do too well. But you just heat up the staple till it's red hot, and then you just push it into the plastic. Now that didn't take right, we'll try it again. Next, we're going to take our small flathead screwdriver, heat up the tip, and we're going to kind of wiggle it and press it almost like you're sewing, and melt that crack back together to get it watertight. You could do this with a knife, you could do this with a putty knife. I really like this small little flathead because you're not melting more than you need to. And you just keep going a little bit at a time. The plastic welding kit you can buy online has a little attachment you can put on the end of it and just squeeze the trigger to create this heat. That might be more efficient, but you can't see what you're doing as well. You don't have as much fine control, and when the thing overheats, it's got to go into a cool-off period, and so you're sitting there waiting on it to cool off so you can finish the job. Torch doesn't overheat. Propane's cheap, especially if you get a little kit to refill these small bottles off of your big bottle, you won't even notice the cost of the propane. And the goal here is to kind of make it look like a weld. You have those kind of piling it up and stacking it. That's what gets the plastic to bond back together. And the whole point is to make it not flap in the wind and waterproof, so water's not leaking on the golfer. Of course, you can use this technique to repair all kinds of stuff. I've fixed plastic body parts with chainsaws, even fixed gas cans. Just make sure those are empty before you start it. Nothing like a cracked gas can. I will say it's difficult to get a good plastic weld on something that has a lot of torque applied to it. So if the little ring that holds the nozzle on your gas cap cracks, just buy a new one. You're not going to successfully plastic weld that. As soon as you tighten it down, it'll split. But things that are stationary and that the applied torque for it to do its job does not put extra stress on the weld, this technique is perfect for that. I also make a filler material that comes with your little plastic welding kit, which is great for the first few times till you run out of it. And you can just use zip ties after that. Or you can just do what I want to do and not have that extra expendable material that you don't really need. Alright, now I'm going to switch to my putty knife. I'm just using that to smooth the edge better. Oh yeah, this process smells awful, so make sure you do it outside or in an area with a dedicated active ventilation system. Active ventilation system. So that would be like doing it on top of your stove with the overhead fan on. It would be an active ventilation. But if you're like me and you're married, that's not your stove. That's the family stove. And pulling stuff like that's a quick way to not be married. Alright. Getting into its tighter space. There's not room for the putty knife. So back for the screwdriver. And we're just working to smooth it over. This is one of those things where accuracy is way more important than speed. If you're trying to do it fast, you're going to do it wrong. So when we went through it the first time, we created all those little ridges We got it sticking back together on different levels, essentially. We're smoothing it out now. Fill in those ridges to keep it watertight. So first we add the structure. And we go back, pretty it up. And there you have it. That side is plastic welded. And as you can see, we got a little bit of play going on at the end here. So we're going to hit it again. Oh, just ran out of propane. Doesn't sound empty. No, it's not. It's just getting low. Now we gotta go ahead and start on the outside. You don't need to hot staple the outside. And we do need to blend it. and do the top side.